I just hope as people pass by the garden, even if they don't come in, that it is a reminder to nurture each other, whether it's nurturing the plant, nurturing a neighbor. It's just that big reminder of spreading love and growing love.
Hey friends, for this episode of Dreams and Journeys, I want to revisit a friend of mine that you met in the first episode of Dreams and Journeys, Christina Matthews, the Flower Lady OTR. That first one was a Facebook Live, and I thought it was only fair to come back and revisit her here in Over-the-Rhine and show you the Over-the-Rhine People's Garden, which she takes care of. So we're going to go talk with Christina about her dreams, her journey to get to where she is, and show you this amazing garden that she takes care of.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to the People's Garden.
Beautiful garden you have here, Christina. I know we talked a little bit earlier, a couple weeks ago, about what goes on here. I just want to take people through again, kind of your dream, how you happened upon becoming a flower farmer. Because I don't know if that was like in your plans at first, but let's talk about how this all came about.
Cool. Okay, well, welcome to the Over-the-Rhine People's Garden. This is the oldest community garden in the city of Cincinnati in Over-the-Rhine. I got involved as the volunteer coordinator for the space early on in 2014. I was working for the then company called Mitchell School Cincinnati, and I was running the green team, and I wrote a grant to the really great nonprofit Grow Appalachia, which teaches people how to grow food, earn money for themselves, and eat really healthy. So that quickly snowballed into me desiring a career that was very much more in tune with my beliefs, with nature, with giving back. So that's in a very quick nutshell how I became the Flower Lady located here in OTR.
I love it. All kinds of sounds all the time. So what advice do you have for someone who maybe even just wants to give this a try? What are some things you learned early on, like, oh, don't do that, or definitely do this?
Great question.
Yeah.
I would say always start small.
Yeah.
I think that it's such a big disappointment when you start really huge and everything starts to flop, and then you get really discouraged. So start small. Think about the plot in your head and slice that by 4 and start there. Also, come to your community gardens. We are here because we want to share education to make you successful so you can have food. I believe that the Victory Gardens need to start coming back, and that's a really great way to solve a lot of problems for growing food. So go to your community gardens, go to the Civic Garden Center of Greater Cincinnati. My training came from them. I did the community gardens coordinator so I could be able to manage a community garden, and they teach a lot of stuff. So those would be my big ones that I think of right away, but my list can go on. Just come see me at the garden.
Absolutely.
Things that I just like growing sometimes for me are sunflowers. You can get sunflowers from a lot of great growers, but they are just something that really cheer the garden up. And they cheer me up.
If you follow along on Instagram or Facebook, you've seen a few posts throughout the year of me stopping by and seeing you really dark and early in the morning usually. But that is the one thing that I love, is being able to get flowers locally when I can, especially when it's from you, because I know you work so hard.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the flowers. I mean, how you go about planning out the year.
Woo! Planning starts now. I was just telling Megan right before we got started, I just finalized my tulip order, so we're always thinking about that next season. So right now, although everything's closing down, we're already thinking about where am I going to put a bunch of tulips. In fact, I think we're going to do some tulip planting today, so that's exciting. The way that I've been trained to grow is I compact a lot of stuff in one bed. So it's really hard for me to try to just focus all dahlias on one bed. You see a lot of zinnias, celosas, there was sunflowers. I throw a lot of food in too, mixed in over the sunflowers. On the other bed is filled with carrots in between, so I really try to jam it all in.
Yeah.
Growing smaller saves some money. So if I had a big, huge farm, I'd have to buy this big, huge greenhouse. But because I'm in this nice community garden, I just have to develop tiny little hoop houses. this journey of giving back and gardening, we've developed this free curriculum. Really anybody can join, but it's been mainly all of the youth, and we titled it Grow Your Business. So we're growing a business, and the youth will follow me from spring, summer, and fall to how to be a successful grower, whether we're growing flowers for market and selling or we're growing food.
What sparks the most joy in you doing this?
Everything that doesn't make me money sparks the most joy, and that is so true. It's being here in the community garden and talking to the passerbys. The peach tree that was just over here was one of my most favorite times this season because it brought so many people to the community garden. It's like this one peach tree in the city brought everybody out, and that was a really special moment to see and be a part of. We were all sharing peaches. Doing all of the youth programs too, that fills me up. As soon as I feel like I'm not doing enough, I do a class like that and I see that connection of nature and where food comes from, and my tank is filled back up so quickly. My why is my family. My why is my community. My why is Mother Nature. I just really wanted to do this so I could be with my family a lot more. I wanted to make an impactful footprint, I guess, before I leave, and I thought one of the best ways to do so was healing the earth and healing people with food, healing people with flowers. You know exactly how that goes. That beautiful moment when you hand that bouquet over is very much a part of my why. All of those things combined. Big dream, I want to be one of the most successful flower farmer florist educators here in the Cincinnati area. I want people to know that they can come to me not just for my flowers, but they can come and find out how to grow something. I've been loosely thinking a little bit about doing garden coaching. Maybe I can come to your backyard and show you where you can put food in and types of food. A really great goal is to be the sole provider for your truck. I want to grow flowers for Megan, for Daisy Jane, so she doesn't have to be running around to all these different places. So those are some of the big ones on my list currently. Advice that I have for people that have a dream is go for it. Life is short. Life is not always a guarantee. And I just knew that I didn't want to be, hopefully 40 years from now, thinking, I wonder what I would have been like if I would have tried to become a flower farmer florist. So go for it. It is very scary, but I think when you are lined up with everything, that you love what you do, who you do it with, and who you do it for, it makes every day a beautiful day. So go for it.
Thank you so much for all that you do for this community. I think it's beautiful. It's amazing. I have had so much fun getting to know you this year.
I know. Isn't it so great?
I can't wait until next year because I know it's just going to be even bigger and better. And
yes,
we're going to continue to grow, right?
You got it. Stay tuned.